Howdy y'all and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going over my most anticipated movies being released in March 2024. It's been a slow couple of months to get the year started, but March seems like the first month where things are really starting to pick up. So I've got 8 new movies to talk about today that I'm highly anticipating, but before I get started, if you aren't subscribed, please consider doing so today. It really helps the channel grow. Okay, we're kicking it off with not only my most anticipated movie of March, but my most anticipated movie of the year, Dune Part II. Y'all, the review's already out on this. It has like a 97-98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like I needed more convincing to get inside the theater. All of the praise has been thrown onto this movie. I did a whole video talking about the first reactions from people who got to go see the movie already. So you can check that out on this channel after you're done with this video. And it just looks like it's living up to the hype. This is a true sci-fi box office film. It's got an incredible cast in there between Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Josh Brolin, Dave Bautista, Austin Butler's in there, Florence Pugh's a new addition. This has everything that you could hope for. And even if you didn't like the first Dune, apparently people that didn't like it came in and loved the second one. It looks like we may have already gotten one of the best movies of the year. It opens up on March 1st, so be sure to check it out. Next movie that I want to talk about today is one that's been kind of flying under the radar. It's called Spaceman, and it is being released on Netflix on the same day as Dune Part II, and it stars Adam Sandler as an astronaut who's on an extraterrestrial mission, who is really missing home, really missing his wife, who is played by Carey Mulligan, and he befriends I guess, alien spider voiced by Paul Dano. And I know you're thinking, yes, it's Adam Sandler, so are we going to get an Uncut Gems, or are we going to get a Happy Madison production? Well, this one definitely looks like it's leaning on the more serious side of things, to the point where the trailer hasn't really impressed me all that much, and really the only reason why I am anticipating this movie so much is because it's Adam Sandler being serious, and anytime he attaches himself to a project where he has to be serious, it tends to be a pretty good movie. Like, this guy does have an eye for a good script. He just chooses to do terrible comedies from time to time. I mean, I love Adam Sandler. I really hope this one is a hit. You got good talent in there with Paul Dano, Carey Mulligan in there. So I think this project has a whole lot of potential. I'm obviously prioritizing Dune Part 2 over this one, but I will absolutely be watching this on March 1st. Next up is a movie that probably a lot of you haven't heard of. It's called Problemista, and it is the new A24 film that I believe was supposed to be released last year, or at least it premiered at, I believe, South by Southwest in 2023. It has like a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, so the people that have seen this movie really love it. I remember I saw a trailer for it before Past Lives last July. I think it was supposed to be released in August, but it got delayed due to the actor strikes here. And this is basically the story of an immigrant trying to keep his citizenship status, and he needs a sponsor in order to maintain his citizenship status. And he finds a eccentric, crazy woman played by Tilda Swinton, who certainly knows how to pick her projects, and it looks like a lot of fun. The trailer definitely makes it seem like there's some weird aspects in there. You have people disappearing here and there, so I don't know what that's supposed to symbolize, but obviously the movie's going to give us a better idea of what that's supposed to represent. The lead in this film is also the director, so I always love it whenever people do that. You can tell that it's a story really close to their heart, and it looks like a really fun, interesting, different sort of independent movie, so I'm looking forward to it. It gets released on March 1st as well. Then the next weekend we have the highly anticipated Kung Fu Panda 4. It's been, I believe, 8 years since Kung Fu Panda 3, and this is our first big hit for the families this year. I mean, Migration has really been benefiting off of the fact that there haven't really been any family films being released in 2024 yet. This will certainly be a cash cow. It seems like the villain for this film is going to be someone that can embody all of the abilities of Po the Panda's past villains. I haven't really been paying attention to too much of the marketing rollout for this film, but I mean, it's Kung Fu Panda 4, Jack Black's returning to the character, and it looks like a lot of fun. Like, even if this movie isn't super well received by critics, it's gonna be a fun film, right? For me, it's just what the doctor ordered. Kung Fu Panda is one of those franchises that everybody loves. I can't wait for the 4th one. Next up, we have Arthur the King, which stars Mark Wahlberg as a triathlete who befriends a dog during a race. It's been a while since I've watched the trailer, so I think the race is through all of Cuba, something like that. It's a super big race to the point where his wife and daughter are tracking his status over the course of a week, and this looks like one of those based on on a true story, sports films. I mean, it has everything that you could want. It shows that bond between man and man's best friend. It doesn't look like it's going to win any Oscars, but it does feel like a sort of feel-good sports dog movie. I mean, it has so many aspects that people love in films. And honestly, I'm happy that Mark Wahlberg is actually going to be in a movie being released at theaters, because he's done a lot of streaming stuff lately. And I get it, man. Go get your bag, but there's a clear difference. The movies that he's been releasing onto Peacock, Paramount, Netflix, you name it, just have not been up to snuff, and they're a dime a dozen. So it makes me happy to see Wahlberg back up on the big screen in a movie that I feel like a lot of people are going to be able to go see. It seems like a family-friendly film, and I can't wait. Then we have the remake of Roadhouse starring Jake Gyllenhaal going to Amazon Prime next month, and the trailer looked really good. The action scenes look great. Conor McGregor looks like he's fine. He'll be a good antagonist, because I know a lot of people don't like him. Acting ability, we'll see, but he's going to help make the fights look really believable. I remember whenever Jake Gyllenhaal hit the UFC mat, and people were talking about him filming his next movie at an actual UFC event. Well, this is that movie where the lead character is going to be a UFC fighter, or a retired UFC fighter who takes over the Roadhouse as security, and there is a lot of drama behind this movie. Let me tell you, if you're not in the loop, this movie's got some drama behind it. So the director has basically disavowed this film because Amazon is putting it straight onto streaming. However, it came out that apparently the director and Jake Gyllenhaal accepted a higher budget with the contingency that it wasn't guaranteed that it would be a theatrical release. Like, they got $80 million to do this movie. However, if they accepted $60 million, then Amazon could guarantee that it was going to be in theaters. But I guess they took the $80 million. There's a lot of bad blood here. The director is not going to the premiere. He says that it's probably the best film he's ever directed, which is high praise considering he directed The Bourne Identity. We're going to see how this movie shakes up. I'm excited. Anytime Jake Gyllenhaal attaches himself to a project, it makes me pay attention, okay? He knows how to choose his roles. He's one of the best actors working right now, and I hope that this is a big hit. And we have the sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife. Ghostbusters: The Frozen Empire releases at the end of March, and this is a mixed bag for me, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm anticipating it because I enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife. Is it one of the best movies I've ever seen? No. Is it my favorite movie in the Ghostbusters franchise? No. But you know what? I liked it. It was a solid 3.5 out of 5 star sort of movie. However, the Frozen Empire trailers have not really caught my attention. I don't know if this movie's gonna be all that good. I'm holding out hope that maybe it's just a bad marketing campaign, but I'm kind of nervous for this one. I'm still gonna go see it, but I got some nerves. I have some concerns. Now, they are going to bring back the original Ghostbusters. It seems like they're bringing everyone together. They have the people from the previous movie, they have the people from the old movie, and it's all mashing together in New York. We're back in New York. We're not going to be on a farm anywhere, which, you know what, I kind of liked the look of the farm in the last movie, but still, the Ghostbusters are a New York-based franchise. Glad to see them return there. We're going to see how everybody plays off of each other. I hope it's not a situation where there are too many characters in the movie and it's not balanced. I would have liked another movie with this new group, but you know what? If it works, it works, and we're going to see how they balance these two different generations of Ghostbusters here at the end of March. And then last but most certainly not least, we have Godzilla x Kong, A New Empire, the sequel to 2021's Godzilla x Kong. This movie, it seems like they have gone all in on just, we're not going to be realistic. This is going to be a big old monster movie, tons of CGI. We're going to make it a ton of fun, which, you know what? I respect. They know at least what they're going for with this movie. They're not going to try to make it hyper realistic. They're not trying to make it really serious. They have a few human characters they're focusing on. They don't have a huge ensemble. The highlights are going to be Godzilla and King Kong. This movie does look really stupid, though. You know what? If they're going for a movie where we're going to have a fun time in the theater, we're just going for destruction throughout, and they can execute on that, then I don't have a problem with it. I do have a problem with a movie that doesn't have a clear idea of the tone they're going for, but it seems like For better or worse, it is clear what they're going for in this movie. It seems like they have a common enemy, so Godzilla and King Kong are just going to work together in this one, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how the last movie ended, so I guess we're just going to recycle this plot and just make it into the entire movie. But I do think it's a good idea that they're focusing less so on the humans, and they are going to go for the actual monsters. We're going to see if this tone shift into absolute wackiness works for them. I know that they dipped their toes into that in the last movie as well, but it seems like they're going all in on that now. We're going to see how it shakes out. But that's everything that I got for my most anticipated movies of March 2024. Is there anything here that you are looking forward to or anything that I left out? Leave me a comment down below. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more. Bye, guys.